Howdy guys, it's Joe here, and today we're talking about 5 differences between good and bad support players. Now, of course, I made a similar video to this a few days ago about, tank players, so you can click anywhere on the screen to view that. But, of course, today we're talking about supports. And by saying, like differences between good and bad players, I'm not calling you an awful player. I'm just saying that everyone has a lot of room to improve, including myself. And since you're watching a video right now about how to improve, I'm assuming that you guys want to learn. Anyways, let's go into the first thing that a lot of people really do not do way too much. And that thing is actually to realize that support players actually have a huge impact in ranked games and in quick play games. I feel like a lot of people that play support think they're really not having a big impact, and that attack or tank is the only thing they can do a lot, but you can actually do a lot as support. If you die, you're losing half your healing, if not all your healing, depending on how many healers are on your team. And that hurts your team a lot. It means that they have to take half as much damage in order to stay alive, and they're just going to die a lot easier. So you do have to remember that you should try to stay alive as often as you can and as much as you can. If you can stay alive longer, you can make all your teammates survive a lot longer, and that really will give your teammates a lot more time to kill the enemy team, and that'll win you a lot of fights in general. Just remember, you're really important. Do try to stay alive. I feel like a lot of people just don't really think about this in their head. As for the next thing, you also do want to actually prioritize your healing. Don't just heal tanks all of the time. I see a lot of supports do this. They're playing Ana, they're playing Mercy, something like that. Then they're just always healing the frontline tanks. And this does make a lot of sense, heal the tanks, they're taking all the damage. But in all reality, you can actually be a lot more effective if first off, you heal all your offense people, as there are people with, less HP, and they're also the people that are doing all the damage. Then heal the other supports on your team, and then go for the tanks. Now, since these other characters really don't have way too much HP, it won't really take way too long to even heal them in the first place, but I would really recommend prioritize your healing and don't just always heal the tanks. A lot of times having a, full health Reaper is a lot more important than having a full health D.Va instead of a half health D.Va, if you know what I'm talking about. Now, as far as the third thing that I want to also talk about, when you're playing a character like Zenyatta, someone like Ana, or someone like Lucio, don't always ult before you go in. Now, I see this by a lot of support players. They're like, okay, we're going to go in as Lucio. Lucio presses E, and they ult before they're even really close to the enemy team. And you waste so much shield on your ult charge. It's a lot better of an idea for the most part to get a little bit closer and then go for your ult. Now, of course, you don't want to be like up in their face 1 inch away because they can try to CC you. But you can be a lot further away than I see a lot of supports going for. And if you are, if you do wait about a half a second more longer, you're going to have a half a second more of shield during the fight. Or if you wait like a second longer with Ana ult, a second longer of Ana ult on someone like Reinhardt can really change a fight. So I would recommend try to get a little bit closer and don't send these things out way too early. Like if you're somewhere like, at the Temple of Anubis, don't send this out way before you get past the choke point, unless you really need to beat that choke point. But if you could walk past the choke point anyways, I'd say wait a little bit, get a bit closer, and then go for your ultimate. And as someone like Zenyatta, I'd say pretty much always use a little bit more of a reactionary ultimate. If their team is doing a lot of damage to your team, press it, but don't use it before your team is taking any damage, or else you're just kind of wasting that heal per second, After that, I also want to tell you guys to try to actually initiate some of the fights with your tanks. Now, a lot of times I'll see some supports just, hiding behind their team, not really trying to do way too much. But you really can have a big effect, and especially if you're playing someone like Lucio or someone like Ana, you can initiate fights really easily with your tanks. Now, you either need voice chat or you can just type in chat. A lot of times what I actually do is I say, if I use this certain command, like, heal me as a support, it actually means let's go in. And then we're going to go in as a team, and the tank will actually go in. And if you can actually coordinate your fights with your tanks, it'll be a lot better for yourself. Many of the, the support ultimates just combo extremely well with tanks, extremely well with the tank ultimates. And yeah, if you can really work wonders if you're playing with other tanks. And as well with that, if you can duo queue with another tank, I feel like that also helps you quite a bit, as of course you're just going to be a lot more coordinated, and that can help you win a load of games. Now, the final thing that I really want to tell those support people all out there is that you got to change one thing in your mind. You got to change the fact that a lot of you guys are thinking, I don't do any damage. A lot of support players I know just think I don't do any damage. They don't even bother to aim way too much. They just kind of randomly shoot into the enemy team, and they're just wasting a lot of damage. I want to tell you guys that if you're playing supports, most supports, you can do a lot of damage. Lucio has a lot of chip damage if you bother to aim for the enemies and try to get headshots. As well with that, Zenyatta can just snipe people and completely kill them. Actually, Zenyatta can kind of carry like that. And as well, Ana, you can really easily beat out the enemy Pharah. You can easily kill out the enemy supports. If they have like a Mercy, if they have like a Zenyatta, you can snipe them and kill them. You have a lot of stuff that you can do as most of the supports, and you have a lot of damage that you can push out as a lot of supports. And I feel like what I see, especially when, I'm playing with some of my other friends and it lowers down my ranking a lot, is that supports just try to heal their teammates, and that's it. And you shouldn't only be trying to heal your teammates. You should be trying to get a few kills, of course at far range, where you're safe, but you should still be trying to shoot the enemy. Especially with someone like Lucio or someone like Zenyatta, there is no negative to trying to shoot the enemy and trying to get kills with them, because you can still be healing while you're doing this. Of course, Ana is a little bit trickier, but with those two, you should be trying to get the damage, you should be trying to get the kills. And I feel like another thing that a lot of supports really don't think about is that some of these supports, especially someone like Zenyatta, can actually kind of kill some of the flankers decently easily enough. Especially as Zenyatta, let's say a Tracer runs around, is in the back line. If you have an E on the Tracer and then you get one headshot, you will instantly kill the Tracer. As well with this, I've killed a decent amount of Reapers by myself with Lucio. If you get a lot of headshots, jump around walls, as it's a little bit hard for Reaper to actually hit Lucio. And there's just a lot of situations where you can do decent enough. As well, Ana, I can often kill Pharah by myself. You should be trying to get a lot of damage, you should be trying to get some kills, as well as trying to, heal your team. Now, this does take quite a bit more effort and quite a bit more practice. You do have to learn how to aim a lot better, but I would say it is pretty much the most important thing that you can do, and it will help you climb a lot faster than only healing your team 24/7. And yeah, there you go. Those are my tips for the support players out there. Now, of course, I actually do pretty much play mainly tank and support, so I feel like I have at least a decent, good enough opinion here. And I hope that some of these tips can, enlighten you a little bit about what you want to do and how you want to kind of change your playstyle in the future as supports, or what you just want to change about yourself as a support. Anyways, if you did enjoy, as always, leave a like. Click anywhere on the screen right now if you want to see the videos about the 5 differences between good and bad tank players, and as well, press subscribe if you do want to see more videos like this in the future. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day.